Some time ago I was reading in a book of a little boy that was entered a contest. And in this contest, he was to make himself a famous name. Any little boy who could keep the password in his mind till he got to a certain place, and he would speak this password, and the gatekeeper would let him through. That was to test the IQ of the child. And when he got to the place speaking the passwords that was given him, the gate would open and he would win a great honor. One little boy, being very swift-footed and knowed good and well that he could outrun all the rest of the boys in the contest, or he thought he could, he practiced day after day of running. How he pumped up his little lungs, got his physical body in trim so that he wouldn't tire as he ran. And he practiced how to start with his feet and get a head plunge ahead of the rest of the boys. How that he must breathe during the time of his running in order to hold the oxygen that came to his body to keep him pumping on, that it wouldn't slow up his heart too much. He studied it from every angle that he could. And in the morning that the race started, there was more than 150 little boys lined up at a certain age. This little boy was rather a good-sized boy for his age. And he remembered all of his training. And he got ready. They got on the line, put their little faces against the string that come along, pushed their little nose up against it. He'd studied all the rules of that, making himself ready. And then when the gun fired and the line was broken, the little boys jumped forward, and this little guy so physically fit until he jumped way ahead of the rest of them. And down the track he went with a terrific speed, well trained, until he could outrun every boy that was in the race. And he was there, quite a long time, maybe a minute or more, before the best of the other runners ever reached the place. But all of his physical training, he had forgotten the password. He had forgotten the very thing that he was to say to let him in the gate. And he paced back and forth and started a search to his mind. He had been so interested in the natural physical conditions of his body till he had forgotten the main thing. On down the line, some boys that didn't run so fast remembered the password and entered in. So is it today. We are so interested in building great shrines and churches and buildings and so forth, and so interested in keeping our churches in good trim with fine buildings and nice plush pews and fine organs. Our ministers so well trained they've got Dr. DL, PhD, LLD degrees. But we forgot what we're running for. That's the trouble. Yes. Go tell my disciples that I have raised from the dead, and I'll meet them in Galilee. We forgot the key word.